everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy and this is a channel about crafting, mostly cross stitch. At this point I really should just say it's about cross stitch. Today, put those where I'm not gonna lose them. So I'm gonna have to come back and record the giveaway parts because I forgot to record that before I sat down to record this video. And I don't know what is up with my hair. I put it in a braid the other day, and ever since then I haven't been able to get the wrinkles out of the bottom for some reason, even with my heat brush. Anyway, this is a Flosstube, I don't know what number, and yeah, I only worked on, I don't know, 3 things, so I don't have a lot to say in that aspect. No new updates, aside from I wanted to mention that my last Stitch With Me was old. I forgot that I had it and forgot to post it, and so it actually recorded that Stitch With Me before my I always get like floss on me. My son was texting me. Oop. When I'm recording. Anyway. Yeah, that Stitch With Me was recorded before my last Flosstube, and so in my last Flosstube that piece was way further along than what I showed in the Stitch With Me. Just in case anybody was wondering, nobody asked. Just whatever. Let me see what else. So I'm gonna cut into, after my little introduction, I'm gonna cut into the giveaways, the 5 giveaway winners from last Flosstube that are gonna get May Floss of the Month for free. Based off of that video. So I was also gonna do 5 additional winners. I have decided not to do that because at this time the club just isn't full enough for that to make sense right now. I think only 2 people signed on to do floss or to get the extra entries for the 5 additional winners. So I'm not going to do the 5 additional winners, which is fine. At some point, I do still plan on drawing the 5 additional winners every month from current Floss members. We're just not there yet. You guys are too, like, up. Anyway, my hair, don't just ignore me. I don't know what is up with my hair this week. And it's getting long. I think that's why I'm struggling with it, is because of the length. But that's neither here nor there. So yeah, I don't think I told you guys life updates. I found a house. We're gonna be moving in 2 weeks. I had to think for a minute. In 2 weeks, I need to be out of here at the end of the month. They were like weird here at this place, and I gave them the 30-day notice, and they're like, oh, so is this your 30-day notice? And I'm like, well, I sent you the thing that this was the 30-day notice, and they were like, well, what day are you gonna be out? And I was like, well, I paid for the whole month. And they're like, yeah, but what day? And so when I told her, I said I paid for May, the whole month of May. Like, I'll be out by the end of May. And so then she issued like the tenant move out letter, and it said like the 25th or something like that. And I was like, lady, like, why are you shorting me those 5 days? Like, I paid for the end of the month, or 6 days actually. And she's like, okay, so what day are you gonna be out? And I was like, oh, this woman. So I had to give her a date, and I just said like, okay, I guess by this day. So I was a little bit frustrated with that. And then like I have to get a hold of them next week for the walkthrough or whatever. I never get runny noses. It's Flosstube curse that you get runny noses when you do Flosstube. Anyway, so yeah, we found a house. We're gonna be moving. I had to push everything up because, so I did get a job that starts in June. However, the job, there's a couple of other jobs that I was also offered that said that I could work for them, or that they wanted to interview me, but they wanted that their interview process is a lot faster, and so they requested that I call them once I get there so that they could in the event that they decided to hire me, I would start like the next day or within the week. And so I was like, oh no, okay, like, you know, I gotta figure that out. So I have a couple of options, and I'm gonna kind of play my cards with that and see like what all that's gonna entail. yeah. So let's see what else. Moving. The place I'm moving to, it's a standalone house, so I'm very excited about that. There's no garage, unfortunately, which is still okay. It's actually the exact same square footage as this place, but it's all one story. So I think that that's going to be a lot better because it's going to feel bigger because everything is on one floor. Like here now I have these huge vaulted ceilings in this room that I'm sitting in now, and the air conditioning is all weird. Like there's only one unit to cool both the top and the bottom, so it's really hot upstairs, and the vaulted ceilings don't help. So I think that's going to be great. There's no shade though, so I'm gonna see, hopefully maybe this summer, about getting a pergola to put in the backyard, assuming they let me because I am renting. And I want to get a pool for the kids, stuff like that, things that we used to have that we haven't been able to have for, you know, since I moved into this place. So it's going to be exciting and it's going to be a change. I feel really good about it. I'm excited about it. Nervous because I'm not used to working outside the home, so that's something that I'm kind of, you know, nervous about in that sense. But yeah, so let's see what else. Yeah, I don't have like a whole lot to say about that. Okay guys, I am back to announce the winners. Well, technically I'm recording this after my Flosstube, but this is being inserted somewhere around 5 minutes in the beginning. So anyway, if you have not, there is a Google Doc in the description box that you need to fill out. I don't know where it's located exactly, but it's there and it specifically says Google Doc. Also, side note, so one of the emails was broken, and from Mystical Diamond Art, the link wasn't working for some reason. That sale, the diamond painting clearance, is not specific to that email. All you have to do is go to mysticaldiamondart.com and look at the diamond paintings, and the sale is still there. I got a lot of questions asking to send them the link. I don't know what happened with the email. I do it straight from the Shopify platform. I don't put the links in. I don't know what happened to it. And then a lot of you guys are sending messages to Mystical Diamond Art Instagram asking how to buy Floss of the Month. I've had a few people comment on the videos as well. There is a direct link in the description box for Floss of the Month. If that does not work for some reason on your computer, all you have to do is go to mysticaldiamondart.com, click on Shop Cross Stitch right at the top. If you're on mobile, you click on the sidebars and it'll bring up a menu. You click on the same thing, Shop Cross Stitch, and right there you will see Floss of the Month. You click on it and it will take you to the listings. Just be sure that you're adding the subscription version, which is the cheaper version than purchasing the previous month's floss. Winners: Sandra M, Colleen Isaac, Ellen R, Roxanne Zdeb, and Susie Marshall. Congratulations. You guys all will be receiving a Floss of the Month for free in the mail. Please make sure you have filled out the Google Doc in the description. You have to put your YouTube handle in there along with your real name and your mailing address. Congratulations. Thank you guys for watching the video, entering, and stay tuned because we're going to be doing this a lot more. Okay, so congratulations to all you guys who won the Floss of the Month. So, like I said before, if you sign up for Floss of the Month, I need to get at least 15 more spots filled up in order to get to a comfortable place where I can give away 5 spots and at least break even. So I'm at a point where I just don't want to risk losing money. So every month from here on out, once I hit that goal of, I think it's only 20 subscribers for Floss of the Month, we will draw 5 winners. So those 5 people will get the floss free, but you have to be a current subscriber. So every month I will draw from that. I might cut it back to 3 if for some reason we don't hit that mark this month, just to keep the momentum of it going, and then once the club starts filling up more, I'll bump it back up to the 5. So subscribe if you haven't. And oh, we're gonna sneak those actually before I show you the whips. So we're probably like, I don't know how long the giveaway in our video is gonna be. I'm gonna try to make it short. These are the April flosses of the month that we did. So in May's, we're gonna be doing something a little bit different. I'm no longer gonna do the tags. I'm gonna just do a like a care card instead, kind of like a business card type of thing instead of the tags, because these take a lot of time for me to do, and right now it doesn't make sense for me to custom order these with how expensive they are with the hole punch and the size that I want them to be, because they're quite small. They would need to be like business card size in order for that to make sense, and that's just way too big. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. These are the colors for April. So we ended up, if you guys didn't notice, I picked names of My Little Pony characters in the new generation ponies. My girls used to be in love with My Little Pony. So this one is Miss Cupcake. It's a gorgeous light blue. This one is Pinkie Pie. Everybody knows Pinkie Pie. She is one of the main characters. We've got Princess Luna, which I think she came out in the a lot newer series. The first time I saw her was in the movie, the one where Twilight, I can't remember what it's called, I can't remember. This one is Scootaloo. I think it's the little brother of Fluttershy, if I'm not mistaken. Very pastel orange. And then Granny Smith, which is almost a solid green. If you look up close, it's got very, very light variegation of other green colors in it, but it's pretty solid. So yeah, those were the colors. These are the giveaways as well. And then the leftovers are on the website already, so you can go purchase this in a non-club subscription for a higher price. In order to get the discounted price, you do have to sign up for the monthly billing, but if you don't want the commitment and you want to see what you're getting first, you can just buy, assuming that there are leftovers. At some point there is not going to be any leftovers, but right now there is. So these are the ones that went out for me. Now onto the whips. Whips, whips, whips. We did. I only worked, I think, on three things. Yeah, and I've been like antsy, like wanting to start new stuff, and I just haven't. I don't know, I've been kind of like in a weird stitchy funk. So the first thing that I put some stitches in is Dream of the Wolf Maiden. This is charted by Artisy, and it is artwork by Gloria West. I think I only put 200 stitches in this, so it's not going to be very noticeable. I will put up a picture here of where I was at last time I showed this to you guys, which was probably last week. And then here's where I'm at now. Here I am now. Well, yeah. I have a few parked threads, not too many. I'm coming into the moon here, and then here is like some orange. I feel like it's a sunset behind her. I'll put a digital, if I have enough room, I'll put a digital image here as well so you can see what it is. But yeah, the feather is almost done. So here I'm coming into like the top of the feather where it starts narrowing out, where it's like into her hair. And then this part is the moon right in between the two feathers. So there's a feather here, a little piece of the moon, and then there's going to be another feather down here, which is why I think this arches so heavily, because the other feather is right here underneath all this orange. So it's going to look amazing, and every time I look at this I want to pull it out and start working on it along with a lot of their other charts because I love Artisy. And I have Ada to kit up one more chart, an artisy chart, and I'm kind of torn on which one. Because I'm not trying to buy anything either, because I really want to just work on what I have. So that is one of the things I worked on. We did more on giraffe. Can you hear the birds? They're quite loud. This was one I bought my mom. I don't know. I think it's like 2 Christmases ago, and she decided that she didn't want to do it, so she did some stitches up there. And they're not spectacular. That was the very first time she had ever cross stitched, and so she gave it back to me. She's like, "Here, can you just do it?" So I said, "Sure." So this is a printed one or a stamped one, so it's very difficult to see where I'm actually at. So I'm going to bring it in. You can see I've done all this here, and I've started on this blue here, and then there's a couple stitches here of the 310 that I didn't put in, but that's because there's 4 half stitches that I need to do with 3 full stitches, and I didn't want to pull a full strand out, so I'm going to wait until I get up here, because that's the next instance of the 310, and just drag the thread across. So yeah, there it is. And then I did come up and do some of the confetti up here. I don't know if you can tell that I did some of these stitches up here just because I was kind of getting bored. But what I like about this is that I can come down here and do like a nice color block chunk, and then come up here and put a strand in some of this confetti. And I think that's what I'm going to continue to keep doing, so that when I do get up to here, I don't have like a whole bunch of confetti stitches to do. It'll probably be like maybe 1 or 2 colors confetti to do, but I think it's a very good mix like that, to do it like that. So I don't know, that's just how I like it. And I've noticed this is 14 count, and I'm having a hard time seeing some of the symbols that are printed on here. Like, these are actual symbols, and I'm having a hard time making them out, so I'm actually having to use the paper chart in here to confirm they are the symbol that I think they are, because there's like, so there's 2 different ones that have some sort of symbol in red. Now there's an up arrow, that's left arrow, and like the less than and greater than, plus the up V like that, and a red X, all in the same shade of red, and it's kind of difficult to tell which one's which. And so I've been using the chart for that. There's also a red circle and a colored in red triangle and a red square, and then a red half triangle, like a triangle sideways. It's weird. So I've just been confirming that, because I don't want to put the wrong color in the wrong spot. So that was a long chat about that. This class is going to be way longer than I thought it was going to be. Well, there's no haul, so there's that. Then I'm gonna have to take this out of the queue stuff to show you guys, and I think I'm gonna work on something else tonight anyways, so we shall see. I was getting antsy, so let me think. A couple of days ago, I started packing areas of my room that I no longer need. So if you didn't know, I have my room divided into like my bed part where my nightstands are, and then the rest of my room is basically like my office at craft storage area. I have this little like nook that I sit in right here, where it just fits perfectly my ottoman and like my basket and my chair to stitch in. My Lowry is here, and I keep the bulk of all of my crafts in my room. And so I decided, it's like, you know what, I'm going to go through all of my stuff, and I'm going to pull out the projects that I plan on working on for the next several weeks, so that I could kind of just pack these and put them in a spot ready to pack. So I went through everything, and I put what I feel like I'm going to want to work on in the next couple of weeks, and I'm not going to pull anything else out other than what I have out here already. So let me see if I can show you guys. Maybe. In here is current whips, or things that I want to get my hands on in the next week, or things that I already got my hands on. So like this is the artisy one that I just showed you guys. So when I work on something, I put it in the back and then I pull it out for my Flosstube, and then I decide what I'm going to do with it. And then I also have other things in this ottoman down here, mostly a lot of full coverage. Like this is Gandalf. I've been wanting to start him and I just haven't. This is a Tilton Crafts chart, and then this is Pandemic, and that is my Harry Potter, my full coverage Harry Potter piece. And so those are things that like I hope to work on in the next week. I don't always work on them. Like this week I worked on very little. That's just my thought process on it, and I have a lot of my other stuff already packed in boxes in my closet ready to move. And I'm gonna do that like every couple of days. I'm packing sections of our house, closets, extra storage spaces. This weekend I'm gonna hope to do all of the decorations and all of the knickknacks, get them all packed, just so that as it gets closer, it's kind of like I'm not rushing the last day trying to hurry up and pack all of this stuff. So yeah, there is that. Anyway, this was something that I pulled out. I just wanted kind of a change. I've been doing a lot of full coverage and thought, you know what, I need something else. And I pulled out Autumn Lane Stitchery's The Curious Mermaid. I don't think I have a photo of where I was at last time, because it's been a very long time since I've worked on this. And I'm going to give you a peek of the chart so you can kind of see what I've done since the last time. So I'm going to show you guys in sections, and I'm going to show you back here. Everything in marker is what I've stitched in the past 3 days. So all of that, and all of that. It doesn't look like a lot from back there because I can't show you the whole thing, but it's a lot. So this Autumn Lane Stitchery's charts, I have a bunch. This is the only one that I've started and the only one that I have kitted. They're very deceiving. They look easier than they are. They're not hard. They're just, there's a lot of stitches in here, and I don't know what I did, but I didn't, let's see. So I subbed the colors of what I'm doing. Watch, let me see what I did. Hold on. So that's why. So I'm gonna need another skein of 814 because I need to replace the 814 that I've already used because I'm on my second skein, and it says here I'm gonna need 2 skeins of the red, which is, and I'll show you guys the whole thing right now. And then at the time I wasn't thinking, so they charted this in DMC, right? Well, this this shade here that goes all the way around, and then there's a bunch of it here. It says that you need 3 skeins of that, so they charted it as $9.39, which to me does not look like $9.39 in the chart at all, in the slightest. It does not look like $9.39, which is a dark blue. This looks more green, right? So what I decided to do was to sub it out. I was in Trisha from Through All Threads Nest Egg, I think it's called. And so I thought, you know what? I looked through my stash and I had fell in love with Classic Colorworks Bejeweled, and told myself, you know what? That's a perfect color. I'm going to use that. Well, pendeja me, I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to use that. So I bought only 2 more skeins, not even thinking, again, pendeja, not thinking that these are only 5 yards, and a skein of DMC, in case you didn't know, that's an old skein. It's not showing. They're 8 fucking yards. So I only had 15 yards, versus the suggested 24 that I was gonna need. And so I'm like, why did I run out? Not realizing until now. And I knew that these weren't 8 yards, like, but it didn't like dawn on me that I was gonna need more than 3. I don't fucking know why. So I had to order more, and I know I'm trying not to buy, but I ordered 3 more skeins just in case of the Bejeweled by Classic Colorworks. I don't know where I got these from. I think I ordered them all at different times because the variegation is so 2 of them were basically solid, and then the third one, it's crazy because the third one actually has their old label on it, and it says Crescent Colors. They since have changed their name to Classic Colorworks. I don't know why, what the deal was. They're still called CCW, whatever, but the variegation is way different, which I think it's fine. It works in this chart. If it was something else, I might be more upset, but this is where I've gotten to in this chart. So that I had all of this branch done here, all the way across the top, all the way down, just this part, all the way down this way, and this darker part here, right here. I filled in this seashell. That wasn't filled in. The outline was there, but it wasn't filled in. And then all the other shades, the red, the I can't remember what color that is. It's a DMC, a teal DMC, this one, and then this lighter blue. I have put that all in this time since I pulled it out. I'm trying to get more comfortable. Oh, and then I did all her too. So I had the boat done already, and I had this part done, and I had these fish done. I put in all of this I've put in the past 3 days. And so the anchor is complete on the bottom, and I'm coming up and doing here. So everything from here this way is done. There's some light blue stitching here. I don't know what those are supposed to be. I don't believe any of this is filled in. No, it's not. This stays empty, this piece of lake seaweed. But yeah, this down here is pretty much full coverage. So I ran out of the Bejeweled. And it's crazy because this, no, I actually haven't used that green color at all. So this darker part is actually another skein of Bejeweled. So there's like this blue where you can kind of see it in here, and it's a gappy because this is 28 count Joblin, which is a very loose weave in comparison to, because I'm doing it 2/2. So it's a very loose weave compared to like if I was doing 1/1 or a 32 count or a 30 count. So it's gappy. This, however, does need to be washed because I don't know where I was stitching, but homegirl is dirty. So I need to like, it's not picking up on camera, but there's like so much areas of, this is like dirt. Not all of that, but there's like a line of dirt right here. Anyway, so this is actually all the same skein of Bejeweled here. So you can see the blue and then how it gets super dark right here. But it's crazy because that was only one skein, what I did all of this with. And then this was 2 skeins, what I did all of the surrounding frame with. And there's hardly any variegation at all throughout those 2 skeins until I start pulling out the 3rd skein. And there's a ton of variegation in that one. It works in this chart. It absolutely works. And so I'm just rolling with it and leaving it. It looks so freaking cool, and it's gonna look amazing once it's complete. I wish the fabric was a little bit darker, but I think it's still gonna work. This is a piece of Crafty Kitten Joblin 28 count in the color Lichen. Don't order from there. I don't recommend it at all. I don't even think you can anymore, but don't try it. I don't think there's anything else right here either. I think this is, yeah, that's it. It just stops right here. I don't know why. That's just how the chart is. I'm sure it'll look nicer once it's complete. Right here, I'm gonna start putting in some of the gold, which I actually subbed out, so it recommends a petite treasure braid. Because Cassandra's very bougie, and the petite treasure braid's going here too. but I'm gonna do just the DMC metallic instead, because I can't be bothered to get petite treasure braid. I'm not that bougie, and I like what I can get my hands on right away. And this is available at Joann's and Hobby Lobby, at least where I live. You can get it at both those places. And that one, I actually think I got it in Stash when I bought my DMC Stash, because the barcodes are old. If you can't tell, I'm super obsessed with this right now. This is what I've been working on nonstop. I'm contemplating putting it away. So my thing was, first, I hope this fucking lines up, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be pissed. And then, so I was doing her, right? And then I needed to move the thing, because I was gonna come down and do the frame here. And I thought, well, I ran out of the Bejeweled, but I was like, I don't know if I should come down and do the frame this way and meet up this way. And I thought, no, because this is where the bulk of, like, all of the stitching is. I don't have a digital image, but it's practically full coverage down here. Well, it is basically. All this is full coverage. Like, there's not a single blank stitch in here. These are blue, like the light blue, this one here. So, I thought, you know what, I can fudge the border, the edges, if it doesn't meet up for some reason, but I can't fudge what's going on down here. And so it started worrying me a little bit that my mermaid wasn't going to line up properly. So she's complete, her head is complete, her neck is missing some stitches, her arm is going to come out this way. And then I started working on her fin, and I thought, you know what, I better come down and start working on her this way. But I think, honestly, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna finish her, and then what am I working on right now? So the area that I'm working on doesn't touch her yet. So I've contemplated finishing as much of this blue color that I'm working on right now, and then because that's far enough away from her where it's not going to touch her at all, then completing her, because she's going to come down and turn like this. That way, after that, I could come in with the coral. Like, see these lines here? That is some coral that's going to come out this way, and then it comes up that way in another shade. But I can fudge those if for some reason her fin doesn't line up, and I don't want her fudged at all, if that makes sense. And her fin gets more narrow as it comes down this way anyway, so I'm kind of torn if I want to come down and finish her, or wait for the Bejeweled to get here and finish the bottom. I don't know. It depends what I feel like stitching on here in a little bit, because right now I'm just obsessing over this. I'm really liking the big chunks of color. Oh, I do have another project, actually. I better stop talking about that one. I better shut the fuck up. I need to learn how to bleep stuff out. I'm just gonna have to edit that out. I decided to restart Janessa. I've talked about this so many times. I restarted her. So I was talking to, I can't remember his name. I just discovered him last week. His channel is called Lost in Books, Film, and Floss. If you haven't seen him, go watch him. But he does a lot of full covers. So if you don't like full covers, then don't watch him. But I fell in love with his floss tubes. I haven't watched his book tubes yet, but I'm really enjoying the floss tubes. And we really got to chit-chatting in his comments on his most recent floss tube. And, you know, I was talking about I was talking about getting very burnt out on doing the same thing. So part of the reason why I took such a hiatus from full coverage was because I literally started everything 28 count 2/1 tent, and I got so burnt out on it. The stitches are so tiny, you hardly see any progress on it. And so that was part of the reason why I was so into the Artisy charts, because I could do them on Ada 2/1 full cross, and I just like the look better. So and my Harry Potter, that's 2/2 full cross on 28 count. So I still have a ton of full coverages of 28 count 2/1 tent. but I thought that I needed something a little bit different. So I decided to restart Janessa on this random piece of Lugana that I had laying around. It came somewhere D-stash, I don't know, Amy or D-stash somewhere, and it's this weird brown color. I think it's gonna be fine. I've got a lot of weird color Ada that or even weave that I'm gonna be using probably for full coverage, because those solid colors, and I don't really like stitching like the Mermaid on a solid color. It looks great on a hand dyed. So I did restart her. I got 1,000 stitches in on her, and that's mostly all one color. So this looks like it's two colors. It's not. It's one color, but I was noticing that my two different skeins of DMC are not the same shade. It's 823 if I'm not mistaken, and I started noticing that this part looked lighter than the surrounding parts, and I asked my daughter, and I pulled out the two skeins and I said, did these look the same? And she's like, no, they really don't, but I think it's gonna be okay if that happens, because of the way that the background is. I think it's gonna be fine, because I'm pretty sure I need both of them anyway. It just depends, because I decided to do this on 1/1 on, I don't know, it's 25 count. I don't know what crazies are able to stitch 2/1 full cross on 25 count. That is impossible for me. I have tried it many times. It does not work. So yeah, restarted her, top right corner, 1,000 stitches. I'm missing, I don't know what happened here. I don't remember if I couldn't find that color for some reason, or if I didn't have that color, or why I skipped that color. I don't know, but it's gonna be cute, and I pulled it out because of the massive amounts of color blocking in this. And so my thoughts on this is that when I pull a full coverage out, I don't want to put it away until I get 1,000 stitches in it, which it could take me the whole week. It could take me a day if I have a whole day. Why can't I get this back inside? Yeah, it might take me a week. It could take me one day. It could take me a couple of days. It just depends. But that's my thought process on that, is that I want to work on it until I get 1,000 stitches in it when I decide to put it back in. And I figure that's a good kind of thing. So I'm just going to take this out of the cute stuff and put this back in. This is roughly the size she's going to be. So I actually have another piece of this about the same size that I could use on another full coverage as well. And this time I'm trying to mark where I started. So I put the wrong month. I put that I started in April and had to cross it out. I started this in May of 22. This is my border anyway, so I'm not worried about that. But I'm trying to be more mindful of marking where I'm marking when I started my charts. Because a lot of my projects, I have no clue when I started most of them. I know that I started, everything is from late 2019 and on. That's all I know. I don't have anything from before that, because I started stitching in late 2019. If I'm not mistaken, my first Flosstube went up October of 2019. So that goes to show you. So this winter will be 3 years of flossing. Stitching. And then, I don't know if I showed you guys this. I'm going to show this really quick. The Halloween Quaker. I know I talked about it before. I think I put in a little bit more stitches after I talked to you guys last. Like I know, I think I've pretty much finished the ghost, and I finished, not quite finished with this one here, but that's where I'm at with that. I can't remember if I showed you guys this part, because I know I talked about this, but I think I went ahead and stitched some more. So that's what I have on there. This is stitched on 16 count fall Ada from Be Stitch Me, and that's what it's maybe gonna look like one day-ish. So there's that, and that's it. That's all I freaking worked on. There is no haul. I do have a few things coming because I had to order I had to order 5 skeins of floss. What did I need? Oh, 3. I ordered 3 skeins of Bejeweled, and then I ordered a skein, 2 skeins of Blackbird. I think, is it Blackbird? No. What's the other dark color in here? Black Coffee? I don't know. I needed another skein of something for this. I think it was the Blackbird because there's a lot of it in here. And I needed another skein of it. So I think I got 2 of those just to have a backup just in case. But I think I only need 1. I don't know how I have this. I don't have a project bag for this, but I like to keep my work to the inside. So that's something that I've also had out, just because these are things I just want to finish and work on and stuff like that. Heaven and Earth had a sale last week that I did not, was it last week? I don't know. I didn't participate in it because I don't need any more. I haven't showed you guys, I showed you guys my Heaven and Earth binder, my Victorian Houses binder, and I have not showed you guys any of the books that I have, or the 2 giant 4-inch binders of all of my other charts, all of my regular charts. And then again, that doesn't include the stuff that I have kitted, which is freaking way out of hand. So yeah, I've also been meaning to take Garandala to go be copied, photocopied, because she's a Joan Elliott princess thing. And she came on a giant folded chart, which is weird because none of my other Joan Elliots are like that. They're all broken down into individual pages. And she came more like a Mirabilia. And she's in color. And I thought it's an odd sizing, like a Mirabilia. And so I'm just going to go have it photocopied, I think, twice. That way, for the back stitching and stuff, because she does have a ton of back stitching in her. So, but she's put away. She's not one of the charts that I took out this for these next few weeks. So we shall see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. It stresses me out, like, looking at all this and trying to, like, want to get it all done, because I have the motivation to get it done, but it's like I need 10 hands and 5 heads so that I could stitch on 5 different things at once. Anyway, I gotta make, my son wants me to make him some egg rolls. It was his birthday yesterday. He is 16 years old. Where has the freaking time gone? Like, psh, for real. Like, do I look that old? Sometimes I feel that old, but I don't want to be reminded of it. Anyway, that's all I have to show you guys. This video is way longer than I thought it was going to be because I talked for a long time about the Autumn Lane stitchery piece. But I really want to finish her because I want other Autumn Lane. I have like 3 other Autumn Lanes, I think, and I really want to stitch those too, but I don't want them all done at once because they're very detailed. They take a lot of floss. So yeah. Anyway. That's all I have to say. Congratulations to the winners. Again, sign up for Floss of the Month. You guys won't regret it. We sneak peeked June's flosses, 2 of the colors for June. I will show you again. I did, oh man, can I get to them? Here we go. These are 2 of the colors for June that we decided to do. I got this gorgeous teal. This one reminds me of a lighter version of Classic Colorworks Bejeweled. So that's what that looks like. And then this other pale orange. It's more of a peach in comparison to the one from last month. The last month's is more of like an orange creamsicle, and this one is has more of a yellow tone to it. Is it showing? There we go. See the variegation in that? Love it. So these are the 2 colors we sneak peeked for June. Those are going to be going out this weekend. I was going to try to get to the billing today, but as long as I get it done this weekend, I think we'll be fine. And that is it. We'll talk to you guys in the next Flosstube.